Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where today we are going to go to the Cathedral's Bethany, I think. Seems like a fun enough idea. We were getting dangerously close to getting old Esau and his brother there, but ended up working out pretty well. Let's see what is in our item room. Let's just immediately get that book activated so we don't get bothered by these flies. And Cricket's body is pretty fun. It is going to create a lot of tears, preferably not next to these barrels when I'm standing next to them, but hopefully against various enemies. What have I done with this character? I haven't done Mega Satan yet either, so since we're gonna get Angel Rooms, I might... we'll see if we have any chance of going from the cathedral to the chest, I suppose, and maybe do a Mega Satan, but we are going to get, well, likely are going to get at least a bunch of angel rooms. At least the first one that will actually open is going to be an angel room. Of course, this does mean that we cannot take red heart damage for the most part during subsequent floors, but hopefully things are going to be okay. There is the alabaster box, which I'm not sure how it works exactly with this character. I would assume that it's effectively the worst case scenario that you just can't use your book for a while. And that would not be great until you get enough soul hearts, obviously. But possibly, it could also lead to just being able to use it instantly and just getting the effect. But I think that's more or less just when you use it in the case of the double active card, I suppose, the question mark card. So, I don't know. I'm not going to bother with it right now. I don't have the money for it anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I do ultimately. But it is fun to think about what it could possibly mean. There is a red heart there. I will just leave that for now so I can go to my curse room. There's also very likely going to be a secret room above this one and to the right of this one, I would say. There's nothing really stopping that other than that I feel like we would have had it open in that mega fight, but oh well. Curse of the Tower, I don't think I'm going to bother with today. Yeah, really the main thing that I believe that wouldn't be here is just because this bomb exploded so close to it. But I still felt confident that it could. Not really the best secret room right there, so that's unfortunate. And yeah, a little disappointed by what is on offer today. I will actually just bomb the shopkeeper. We are exactly at 700 coins. In our donation machines, only 300 more to go, more or less. And yeah, there is a luck up over here, which I'm tempted by. I might as well take it in case I get some luck-based items. And I'm gonna bomb this as well, in case there's a super secret room. And there is. With an eternal heart, so that was definitely worthwhile. Gives us a little bit more health to work with. And it doesn't make me as scared. Now, I need to not take the same amount of red heart damage as I did on the previous floor now. But it should be doable. It's only the basement. What could possibly go wrong? Exactly. Everything. But hopefully it's going to be okay. Hopefully our angel room is going to be kind to us and just give us a sacred heart from the get-go. And then we won't have to worry about a thing for the rest of this run. I actually would really like a prayer card, probably. That would be a pretty decent item to have on this character just because you end up with so many health containers and it just makes run so much safer. A wafer would be nice. Breath of Life, I'm kind of curious how that would work with this item, actually. Because I've never actually seen Breath of Life with this, with the book, actually. I don't know how it combines, so I'm a little curious about that. Perhaps today will be the day that we get to experience that combination, but I'd call it fairly unlikely. The hairpin is an excellent trinket to get without really having to work for it, so that is something I'm pretty happy with. I'm just going to clear one more room before going into my boss room now. It was an unfortunately tight room there, but at least because of the hairpin we will instantly recharge our item and then we can use that to create another flame during the boss fight. This baby plum Ooh, which is actually pretty tempting. If I can avoid dealing damage to little Plum here, I might actually just go for the Plum Flute. Need to make sure I don't take any damage myself, obviously, but it would be kind of neat. I don't know what kind of flames you get for that, but I'm willing to see what happens here. Let's just try and lure Plum near the poop so the tears don't do any damage to me. In a second, he should disappear. There we go. And yeah, Plum Flute. I don't hate this, actually. It instantly recharged as well. I'll take the candle. I don't think I'm gonna bother with this. Actually, I've changed my mind instantly. I'm gonna just do that. I was kind of hoping to at least hit something there. We have a little red fly there, or a little red flame that sort of... it actually bounces around. That's pretty cool. I'm a little concerned about those purple flames, but simultaneously the flames seem to be dealing more damage to the angel than I possibly could, so it's working out pretty reasonably. I accidentally got hit by the brimstone attack at the start because I wasn't really paying very close attention there, unfortunately. Ooh, and I lost a lot of flames there to that singular enemy, unfortunately, but all in all, we can make this work. I don't know if the red flame only moves around when Plum does as well, or if it just happens at random or something. But hopefully we're going to figure those things out today. There is a curse room again, which I'm tempted by. Once again took some extra damage just for fun. Oh, and some more there, but we ended up getting a red heart, so it didn't matter that much. Don't love how this is going so far. Please stop throwing bombs and instead just do this attack forever. Makes our tear rate a little bit better with that candle as well, provided we don't take damage. It is an average curse room right there, but not horrendous. I think I'll use Plum's Flute again in the big room as well. And not sure where my secret room actually is. There's a couple places where it could be, I feel. But none of them are especially great. But given that we haven't explored the entire floor yet, who knows what we will see. Let's see if the flame starts running around again. When the little Plum starts flying around, the little flame does as well. So maybe that is actually connected. Take the soul heart for the extra item charge, and that is Aquarius. Which is fair enough, I suppose. It's not the best, but I mean, we'll just have to make do with what we got. Provided we don't take damage, we are going to have pretty decent tear rate during this, and that would be wonderful. But the no damage thing has been, it's a little unlikely, I suppose. I'm not feeling particularly, like, I'm not going to take damage today, so we'll see, I suppose. That is the blank card. And that can be pretty good. It mimics your card effects. It's not as good as it used to be because the charge is now based on what card you use, so the good cards are not going to be getting used all the time anymore, unfortunately. That's unfortunate as well. But it's still not bad. I don't hate it at all. If we can find a secret room anywhere, then maybe we can go for that. But there's a couple places where it could be. I'm just going to try this one because we'll hit some pots as well. And it was actually there, and we got some money from the pots, but unfortunately, this is technically capable of giving us 100 coins. However, I get the distinct feeling that today we're not even going to get anything. Well, that was exciting. I'm happy that we at least tried because I never really play with those machines, so at least we had somewhat of a different experience than usual where I just tend to blow them up. This time we didn't have bombs, so I didn't have that as an option. But it takes us to the caves. Ultimately, as long as I can beat the cathedral, I'm going to be pretty happy with this run, but the amount of times I've said that at this point, it's becoming unreal, and I would like to at least try and make some progress towards that. Unidentified pill, I can see forever. Not bad. Gonna open up our secret room, so that is going to make life a little bit easier on that front. I should use my item more often. Thinking about it as well, because we are going to create those little flames every single time, but it just feels wasteful to use it in a room like this, you know? Simultaneously, those extra flames might just give us the damage we need to survive, so it is definitely worthwhile for the most part. Shot speed down, don't care much for that, but we'll just have to make do. We are shooting little red tears with our little plum fires as well, so it is a little bit of extra damage that we're dealing. Probably not the most for sure, but it's more than nothing ultimately. That's good enough for me. Luck down. Some great pills in my pill pool once again today. I'm happy about that. And 2 shopkeepers with coins in their eyes, and neither of them dropped anything. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Let's just use that again over here for another flame. Hopefully that's gonna destroy a lot of these bomb flags as well without me being close to it. Pretty much cleared the room out as fast as reasonably possible, so I can accept that. And since the secret room is over there, I will just go in there. Fire Mind, because I get genuinely 4 different items per run, and Fire Mind is one of them. I haven't fully regretted taking it yet. It also sets my Aquarius on fire, which is interesting. That actually makes Aquarius a pretty decent item then, so I'm pretty happy about that. I will just clear one more room, which I might regret, before going into the boss room right there, because I think I would like to have that extra charge on my item. Damn. That indeed. Well, they want my Devil Deal chance, which is not great, but that's the price you pay when you try to do things a little bit fancily, unfortunately. And it might have actually been better to just do the rest of the floor first now because of that, but that is pretty damn effective against that particular boss. Pretty happy about that. We get a speed up, and once again, provided that I do not explode myself too frequently, then I would say that we should be okay in the long run. But it is always a little bit of a scary time when playing with Fire Mind because of those explosions. If we can get something like soy milk, that would actually be really nice because it makes the explosion a little bit smaller as well. But simultaneously, setting enemies on fire by just walking near them is working out pretty well. That is actually a little tempting. But the downside with those Rotten Hearts is that you take a full heart of damage every time you get hit, so it is pretty spooky in terms of survivability, and really I probably need health more than I need fly, so I will just leave that alone for now. Look at that, that's a lot of flames. Unfortunately, none of them managed to hit a tinted rock because I don't think there might just not be one here, but would have been nice. And provided I can just keep remembering to use my things, we are just going to have a wonderful time here. Plenty of enemies remain. I'm not sure if I love these flies, and I might switch out my item when I get something better, but for now, at least we get to see our friend aplenty, and I can kind of appreciate that as well. Because usually when I have this item, I tend to just forget about using it, and then it's just unfortunate, isn't it? Still ended up getting a Devil Deal. Don't really care about my shadow personally, but still, at least we got 2 black hearts out of that, which is not too bad. And I might do the challenge room at the end of this as well. I'll probably end up blowing up that rainbow poop to heal afterwards as well, so that probably won't hurt. And the challenge room should also give us 3 more charges for our item. Plus it's just a decent thing to have during a challenge room as well, because it's going to deal a lot of damage to the enemies inside there, so that's pretty good as well. We are unlikely to get more money on this floor outside of our challenge room, unless we blow up our shopkeeper or something like that for a large quantity of money. I don't have full health right now. I'll just take 1 Rotten Heart, actually. There is still half a heart left in my boss room as well, but this is probably good enough to open up that challenge room right there. How long have we been playing? 12 minutes. Not the quickest run in the world this time around, but that's fine. At least we got a couple bombs out of it. With 9 coins, it is a little tempting to visit my shop, actually. It's like on the edge of what is reasonable. If an item is on sale, we'll be able to buy that, which can be pretty good, obviously. I forgot to use Plum Flute there, which is unfortunate. But that's pretty much exactly what I prophesized, really. The moment I get this item, I have a tendency to just forget about it. And that is unfortunate. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I will blow up this shopkeeper once again. 5 coins. I'll just put a couple in here, actually. Every 5 coins worth of progress means that in a mere 60 runs from now, we'll be done with putting coins in our donation machine. So ultimately, if I can just keep that up, then we are in a steady flow of income right there. So very good indeed. Let's just leave, I think, because I don't think there's really anything else I can do on this floor. But so far, not loving how this is going, I'd say. Actually, the fact that we ended up losing our Devil Deal chance, but still ended up being able to get in there is actually pretty good. Because it means that we at least were able to see what was in there without losing the increased chance of a Devil Deal on the next floor. So that actually, by accident, but still, it actually did end up being kind of worthwhile. So I'm pretty happy about that. But it is not exactly something I can rely upon. Plus, if I don't get Devil Deals with the door opening ever, then what's the point of trying to get Devil Deal chance? So I do need to be a little bit more careful, I would say. It is creating a lot of flames, Firemind is, which surprises me. I didn't recall it making quite this many flames all the time, but it is making life a little bit easier. It can be a little bit more tricky to see the tears that enemies shoot like this, but overall, I'd say it's not too terrible. We'll blow up the shopkeeper, I think. I might go and try and get that compass as well, because a compass is just a useful thing to have. And I wouldn't mind. I'd need to get 2 more coins somewhere, but that doesn't sound too impossible. Or just get 10. That also works. That means we can even put some more coins into our donation machine. So all in all, pretty okay. I'm actually just going to put all 8 coins in there just for the sake of progressing this as far as possible. It's only 13 in total so far, but still I'm not too dissatisfied about that. I think my secret room could be below. Nope, cannot be there. Alright, so it could be next to the item room here, technically, probably. Let's just see if it is. It is not. Probably could have investigated that a little bit further, rather than just wishful thinking, but there were 2 rooms where possibility was given, so I was a little tempted to at least try. I'm not sure if losing a Rotten Heart, well, that immediately answered my question. I wasn't sure if losing a Rotten Heart would remove your Devil Deal chance, but apparently it doesn't. So, actually, that was a great learning experience we just had there. Possibly not in the best way ever, but I was starting a sentence that regarded that subject, so all in all, I'm not too disappointed, I suppose. But maybe there could have been a better way to do that. Now I need to be once again careful about the damage I take, which obviously at all times is a better way to live life, but you know how it is. Yeah, the secret room definitely could have been there, I'd say. All the rooms next to it do align with the possibility of one, but it is what it is. We cannot help it anymore. And at least we tried to find it, ultimately. The flames alone are dealing enough damage to kill a lot of these enemies. That's Spider Butt, which I will actually just take that, because that is a low charge way to get flames, and I can appreciate that. Plus the slowdown isn't terrible. So I actually don't mind that. It's going to create little white flames right there. It's going to create little tears sprawling from it. And let's just see if 1 tear is enough to kill these enemies. Like 1 of mine, not of the little flames, obviously. But if I can just keep doing this, then slowly but surely we can clear out these rooms with relative ease. Don't love the spikes in this room very much, but that's the way it is. That's an Eternal Heart, which I'm tempted by, and I will actually just use the item for the extra flame and then use it again the moment the fight starts. It's going to slow down Gertie Jr. here, plus the amount of extra flames we can create that way. Wilmore, are you serious? I actually not even sure what happened there. I shot up, and suddenly I exploded, but there wasn't, to my knowledge, anything that I actually hit. So I'm a little curious what actually happened there. I might check that out afterwards, because that's a little disheartening for sure. Would not have minded to be able to get an angel room there, and we pretty much lost at the last possible second, which is unfortunate. Then ran into a spike, which is not great either, but I did say previously, not too happy about the spikes in that room, so it's good to have a reason for things. Either way, I'm still pretty happy about this item at least. I think I need to look for my secret room actually, because now I'm thinking it could be next to the curse room, which wouldn't be too terrible either, provided that it's possible for it to be here, and it is. So that is pretty good. We can enter our curse room for the cost of 1 bomb, which I find an acceptable trade. Perhaps we can find another way in here, but unfortunately, just more spiders this time around. Fair enough. We didn't get any flight on this floor. And I'm not sure where my super secret room is. It might be next to the boss room right there. And if it is, then I will just take that. If it's not, no idea where it is, because that's incredible. I was looking at my map twice in that same room, and 2 times I managed to take damage from it. Yeah, there's a couple places where the super secret room can be. And unfortunately, it is in 3 different directions for as far as I can tell. Like, it could be either up left or up right and down there, so that's not great. But probably should stop running into those spikes there. I'm just gonna quickly actually check if there is a red heart for sale here. There is not. There's an unidentified pill, which is tempting to try, but it could be a health down, and I have been trying random pills and so far my pill pool was pitiful, so I'd rather just keep on going. A little sad about that eternal heart right there, and if there was flight in my angel room and we lost it because of a random explosion, that's just unfortunate. But ultimately nothing we can do about it at this point. We're just gonna have to live with it and move on. But I don't love it, is all I'm trying to say. Let's just go down first. Use our item immediately, and the flames of fire mine should more or less help out here. Not sure where the last enemy went, but apparently 1,000,000 miles away, so that's not ideal, but not unworkable either. I will actually do a different room first, so I can charge up my item for the big room there. I think... am I hitting my own flames? No, I'm not hitting that either, so I genuinely am missing what is happening there, and that is actually a pretty big downside to this item. And I will definitely have to recheck that later, because I'm not sure if it's the flames. Like, it's spawning 5 flames because of Cricket's body. And somewhere in there, the explosions are getting closer to me. And I'm not exactly sure what is causing that. But I do know that it has cost me my Devil Deal twice now, so I do genuinely need to be more careful with this, because it is clearly not working out very well. It is still not going to fully prevent us from going to the cathedral, but it is making life a little bit more dangerous, and I never really love doing that in a run that is a little bit precarious, as it currently is. Part of the Lord of the Flies transformation, which I had 0 parts for, so all in all not amazing, but we're just gonna have to make do. We do still have a pretty decent chance of a Devil Deal, simply because we basically had a 100% chance previously. And with the chariot, that's actually tempting. Could look for my secret room first, actually. And I don't think it can be over here because of that rock right there. It cannot be over here either because of that, but maybe over here. I just realized I only have 1 bomb. So, well, we ended up getting the extra bomb needed to destroy the shopkeeper here as well, so that worked out. But I would like to go into that dice room as well, actually, because curious what's in there. Might be something useful, but with that extra chance, let's at least try one more time. It is the pile, which I'm not great at, but hopefully we can make something happen here. I am trying to play this as carefully as possible right now, because if I take red heart damage now, it will pretty much reduce my chances to 0 of a Devil Deal, so not ideal, obviously. I could use this chariot card if need be, if things get a little bit too dicey. And so far so good. We didn't get a Devil Deal there, or an Angel Room. But we still have our chariot card. We did get a health up, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. And if we can find... I was going to say if we can find one more bomb, then I want to go into this dice room, but it's probably better if I just use keys. I have 9 keys remaining. That is a 2, which could be okay, depending on what's in these chests. Some coins, and that's right there. I'll take the bomb and re-roll the rest. Ended up getting at least more coins out of it than I had previously, so overall not a bad deal. We'll just use that spider butt immediately there to make this room a little bit more bearable. And so far, it's a little rough around the edges, this run for sure, but ultimately, for the goal of simply trying to go to the cathedral, it is good enough. It'll do, provided I don't literally die somewhere along the way, which is still definitely possible, of course. I am continuously losing flames, unfortunately, because of the many tears flying in my direction that I'm struggling to keep away from me, but hopefully that's going to be okay. The fires are dealing with some of these tougher enemies pretty good as well, so not too disappointed by that either. And this room just kind of sucks, doesn't it? Don't know what I was trying to do there. I feel like I was just trying to slow down those enemies from shooting by using my spider butt, but that's not exactly how that works, unfortunately. Would be a fun thing if it actually did work, though I will say, because it would make the spider butt just a little bit better as well if you could stop those tears from hitting you quite as quickly. Now, Diplopia is pretty good, if it didn't mean that I had to get rid of what I currently have. Because I feel like the spider butt is good enough. If I had some kind of way to maybe get into my Devil Deal or Angel Room, I would 100% take it. But as it stands, it's a big risk for something that I'm not sure is going to actually reward me with anything. And I don't love those chances. That's a red chest. Technically possible, but no. Technically possible for there to be a Devil Deal in there or an Angel Room, but unfortunately not to be. I might put the remaining coins into my donation machine as well, just to get a little bit more progress towards that as well. But other than that, I'm just going to clear the rest of this floor and leave it at that over here, I think. I'm expecting to get greed on my next shop. Not guaranteed, of course, but very possible. And if you just walk through Aquarius, then I win. Power pill, well, at least it's not a terrible pill that's in my pill pool. Felt a little bit more confident to use that just because I had the health up at the end of this floor as well. But there's a coin over there as well. I should actually just grab that. But yeah, overall, I'm still not exactly in love with how this run is going, but as long as we can just sort of keep this up, then it's fine. The jar is actually a little tempting as well, because it can create, well, you can store up to 4 red heart pickups. I'm kind of curious as well how it works with the book, Bethany's book right there, but simultaneously, I don't mind just trying to get to the end right now. I just want to get that Polaroid unlocked so I can, from that point on, just pick random every time and just go do whatever I want, rather than actively try and pursue a specific goal. That'll be fun. For now, let us move on to the depths 2, where Mom awaits. There is a bunch of stuff in the downstairs portion of this map. Just gonna create that flame and let the fires deal with the rest. We have a decent amount of uses of the spider butt as well. That's not terrible. It's a luck up and 2 keys at least. Plus another use of the spider butt actually as well. But we can at least use that to create a lot of flames later, so that can be useful. I guess the cricket's head explosions might specifically just be the thing that is currently, like, occasionally reaching me. Like, I'm understanding that fires are coming out of them, but I guess the explosion is actually in that as well. This concerns me a little, but overall, it's mostly just going to throw even more fire tears at enemies. This is another part of the conjoined transformation, so if there is 15 coins in here, I'm tempted. I Although I think I only have one piece of conjoined right now, don't I? Not too sure. It's that one, at least. I think the other one is just Lord of the Flies, right? I'm not sure why that would possibly be conjoined. But we'll just go on our merry way. For now, I'm surprised there was another shop to begin with, so I'm actually not too bothered about that. There is no red hearts on this floor just yet. This is worrying. But at least we managed to get rid of those flies immediately, so that's pretty good. Again, the spider butt doing a lot of work for me there. Well, we're losing a lot of flies here, but you know. When I say flies, I mean fire. Pretty much exclusively throughout this run, really. It's been a difficult time to talk, apparently, today. And as such, words are not coming out quite right. But that is the way it is on occasion. We haven't lost our Devil Deal chance yet because that was all technically self-damage, including that spiky chest, so that is nice. Which is kind of surprising, I suppose. It's kind of nice, at least, that the spiky chests are not technically an enemy, but it is still a little odd that those don't count towards losing your Devil Deal chances, but I will not complain about it. I will simply accept it and occasionally open up a chest with hopefully good things inside it, but usually just some consumables. And overall not the most exciting of things. That recharges our spider butt once again for one more flame right there. Having the enemies just be far away from me this way is also just quite nice. It just makes it a little bit more viable to actually retain those flames as well, so I'm very much appreciative of that as well. Not exactly sure where my secret room is, but it could be here. Nah. I don't think I'm gonna look for it any more than that, though. That is a bunch of stuff. Infested, not bad. Another one of these. The stars card is available. There is a bunch of pins in this room, as you can tell from the random creep in the middle of it. Fair enough. And judgment. Not bad. We'll just blow that up right there. And I will take the extra spider butt use. Surprised it actually got rid of the head. Didn't expect that to deal quite enough damage there, but apparently it does. Pretty good indeed. I'm continuously concerned about using my item and that I won't have a charge available for the boss, and simultaneously I have a trinket that does exactly that, so I do need to get that out of my head. I do not need to worry about that during this run. That's a bunch of red hearts, as per usual. And might as well just use it there. I could put the remaining 11 coins in my donation machine. Hopefully there were 2 locks there and I genuinely didn't register the second one, so pretty good, pretty great. But let us you know what I'm actually gonna do is there is 6 hearts in my super secret room. I'm just gonna put a bunch of hearts in this machine and get as much money as I can. Possibly with a blood bag as well. That might create more flames as well. Haven't really tried the blood bag with this, but I'm curious. Oh yeah, those are flames. Need to not walk into the red poops, obviously, but boop, 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 boop. Very good. We are creating just a whole solar system of flames there, so that is wonderful. And after we're done with all this, we can simply just take back the spider butt and attack like this. So, create an interesting mess. I don't know if there was any more red hearts in my shop, but that is a little tempting to buy, even though it'll cost more coins and then we'll get back from it, obviously. Yeah, just having the flames is just kind of neat, isn't it? Just creating something like this. It just looks visually appealing. But unfortunately, it was not to be. I will just buy the card. It's 2 of spades, which is not exactly what I was looking for. And let's just try and see how many coins we can put in here. Alright, that's 15. I don't care about conjoin. Just gonna put as many coins in here as possible. 9 coins remaining. Fair enough. I can live with that. We have pretty much used up all the hearts on this floor. Not exactly sure where my secret room is. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know where my secret room is. I'm starting to realize because there's just many places where it isn't. I'm starting to see now that I'm properly looking at the map because it cannot be up here because of the beast door. And there's just a bunch of awkward spots where it could possibly be, but none of them are really great to try and go for. So instead, let's just take that out of our mind. And instead, go fight the boss. Now, I'm pretty sure that if I use Chariot, that it makes me invulnerable, but it also makes my fires invulnerable as well. At least it used to be like that at some point. So I'm going to see if that's still the case. Let's just do that. Chariot. And yeah, that's just dealing a buttload of damage without actually destroying my flames there. So pretty happy about that. More or less makes the fight itself. There is holy water. Another one of these rooms, which I'm not loving. Simply because of that. And yeah, the bomb I tried to push, I got distracted by a fire shooting at me. And I didn't have any more bombs to use. So we are just simply not going to get that Mega Satan key. But at least we got a holy water, the best of all the consumables, of course. So, you know, could be worse, ultimately. At least it's going to deal decent stuns here and there, so I'm pretty happy about that. But overall, I feel like this build could have been a little more interesting with the right items here and there. There are no enemies in this room. So all in all, kind of misread the situation there and probably should have saved it for this big room, but oh well. It is what it is. We are going to lose a lot of our flames on the way here, unfortunately, simply because I can't dodge this big. I can't dodge in a surface quite this large, unfortunately, so we are going to lose here and there from time to time. Again, if we manage to find some good stuff, that's actually really strong. I get rid of the brimstone ones immediately. If we manage to find some red hearts, then it might be worthwhile to play the temperance machine as well, but it's going to be somewhat unlikely, I suppose. If only due to the fact that we take a full heart of damage every time we get hit, so might not end up being worthwhile. I'm just going to use the spider butt and start fighting the boss and move on, I think. That is a pretty nice boss to get. Once there is a lot of spiders, I can simply do this, and the spider butt will not do anything, apparently. It didn't even hit him. Surprise, I got a devil deal here, which is why I didn't even bother to try and get a bomb, but fair enough. Little delirium. God. Truly not the best of angel rooms at all. Getting Curse of the Blind was really unfortunate as well, but fair enough. There are several red hearts in my boss room. And even though I did previously say it would probably be good to use this temperance machine, I think I might actually go into my curse room instead. Just in case there's something good in there. Because there might be. It's a very real possibility. There is a luck down. And 2 red chests. Very, very good. Lost another flame in the process. Because both of my red chests were garbage. So we'll just have to learn to live with that and move on. I think there were 2 red hearts here, so I will just skip that half a heart and just move on. We could technically get one more angel room as well, but I'm going to say it's fairly unlikely. We have a strange floor here. I don't know if I have to go left or up, or we're going to probably find out pretty quickly whether or not one of the directions is going to be accurate. So far things are looking good due to the fact that I'm not immediately in a dead end. But it can be kind of difficult to tell in a situation like this. Yep, there you go. Not loving this? Yeah, that's how you do it. That's a lot of lot of things gone there, unfortunately. It could technically be in this direction, I think, but there you go. Pretty much gotta do that room in that order every time because the eyes are looking to the right every single time in that room, so gotta be somewhat careful of the one in the top left before you deal with the other ones. There we go. Did I have a way to get that card? No, unfortunately not. So, let's just use this here. That hits a lot of enemies that are all not excessively powerful, so that's actually pretty good. You get a little bit more money from that champion. And the rest of this room more or less clears itself with all the nonsense around us. With the Hanged Man, I can get that card. And that pill. I don't know if it's really good, but hopefully it is. Shot speed up and death. Death could be good. If we don't have the Necronomicon unlocked yet, which I genuinely still am not 100% sure about, then this will probably unlock it, so that would be nice. That is the Pulse Worm, which is not as good as my current trinket, I would say. So let us just fight the boss here. Deal with the eyes first, as per usual. There we go. I was kind of hoping I dealt enough damage so we didn't have to deal with these eyes in particular, because if you do it quick enough, you simply don't have to. But the rest of this fight is dealing with itself rather well. Another angel room, surprisingly enough. With the prayer card that I did say I would like to have. Simply because it can give you so much more health, but to get it this late in the run, we only have one more floor to go, and it's unlikely that we're going to get an IMR room, unfortunately. So, with that in mind, I'm going to fight the angel anyway, because you never know. I'm a little tempted to just blow through a lot of my soul hearts, actually. Just get one more red heart container. And I will. There we go. It only gives us 3 uses of the spider butt, unfortunately, but for our purposes, this is entirely okay. It gives us one more heart container to work with, which makes me feel a little bit safer overall, and once again, it could be either up or right, because we are in a weirdly laid out floor, which I'm not loving. I'm getting the sense that I have to go to the right, actually. No real reason. No real reason I can fully explain, but due to the fact that that dice room is over there, I feel like it could go up from that point. Let's just use that, because I'm concerned about those bombs. And having them be slowed down makes life significantly easier, because Spider Butt is the best item in the game. Now, we have so many exploding things, but unfortunately none of them are capable of hitting a rock, so I'm just gonna have to not get that Tinted Rock. But ultimately, Tinted Rocks with Bethany aren't as good usually anyway. However, it would have been nice, you know? Would have been a nice thing to just get. That's a 5. I'm going to be actually pretty happy. If it's not a 5, I don't really care that much. Unless this turns into a bomb. Oh, there you go. Now I'm a little happy. But a 5 would have just made all my dreams come true. Because I think that if you kill Isaac, then get the 5 and they'll kill Isaac again, it would count as 2, surely. Because you get the unlock after you just quit the menu, so probably that would work, right? Would be pretty neat, surely. Let's see if there's a super secret room here. There is, with a beggar inside it. Let's just give him some coins for perhaps one more health up. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. Yeah, look at that. Actually did get one. Fair enough. And just this room remains. There we go. Alright. So with that in mind, let us do this. I have 3 more uses of the thing there, the spider butt. I can use my death card to unlock the Necronomicon, but also to attack those little minions that he summoned. And really the amount of health we had was more than enough that we don't really need to use Spider Butt so many more times. However, it doesn't even really affect them. Fair enough. Kind of thought it would, but apparently it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Right. So technically, I could still get that IMR room if I get some form of teleportation, or if I can get a black market on this floor. Those are pretty unlikely options in both instances, but technically not impossible. So I will just run around for a little bit. Don't love this room. For reasons I've already explained, I just start panicking a little with those enemies, but being able to slow it down actually does make it a lot more bearable. It does make it a lot more bearable that way, because I can just slowly take care of the shield enemies and then switch over to the other one, so that is actually kind of nice. Need to watch out for Bob's brain delirium there, but overall, not too terrible. Just think could create a trapdoor somehow, that would also be pretty cool, but I'm just gonna say that's fairly unlikely. But it would have been neat. Would have been a nice little thing to happen right there. But as I said, it's not to be, unfortunately, this time around. I'm taking some damage here and there, which is somewhat unfortunate, but at the same time, we're nearly done with this run anyway. Technically, I could get an angel room here, but I don't think that's going to really affect anything. Possibly some kind of teleportation from a card or something would be kind of neat. But we are unfortunately running out of rooms to try things in, so perhaps our secret room randomly decides to have a portal upwards. But I'm going to say that is somewhat unlikely as well. If we can get the full health, I can go into my challenge room as well, but I'm also going to say that's fairly unlikely to happen. It would probably be better to just let these enemies actually just throw bombs around for the sake of trying to blow up as many of these rocks in case there is a crawl space underneath one of them. But all of these things are just... it's unlikely, I suppose. Would be neat. Would be neat to see for sure, but not exactly something I would start betting on at any point in time. The secret room can be here, I think. And it is. Unsurprisingly, there is not a random portal upwards. However, I will once again say, would have been nice. Would have been okay. Would have been entirely appreciative of that. So let's get a crawl space here to a black market. Because I think right now black markets just give you an Imera room every single time right now, which isn't right, but it is what it is. We have unlocked the Book of Virtue, so other characters can now start picking up the book that Bethany starts with as well, which I don't mind too much. We have another run which has actually finished the cathedral for once. And I want to say it's like 1 or 2 more runs before we unlock the Polaroid, so we're nearly done with actually going to the cathedral and actually having all paths open to us. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Next time we play, I will do something else as another character, and I hope to see you all there. Bye bye.